Hello and welcome to the Sidescape Gaming Podcast, episode 94. I'm your host, Jake Burke, and joined, as always, by James St. Charles and Ted Libby. Now, before I ask you how you're doing, Ted, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you even watch our show that we did last week?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
When I found out I wasn't on it.
How did we do?
Oh, you did all right.
All right, cool. Do you have any thoughts on Breath?
You said Breath of the Wild was a good game, and that was...
That's true.
That's exactly what we said.
That's actually all we said.
Yeah.
Did you like Breath of the Wild?
I did. I actually genuinely really like Breath of the Wild.
Good.
Breath of the Wild was one of those games that is rare as an adult where you feel like a kid again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. It was also my first Switch game too, and I just played it in bed, just like with my fingers falling asleep because the Switch doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, because you had some really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Do you remember me playing it when I lived with you?
Yeah. I remember you proclaiming to the world that you could play it while you pooped.
Yeah.
That was your highlight.
I would lift it out of the dock and I would look at whoever was in the room and I'd go, the power of the Switch, and then I would run to the bathroom. Maddie hated it.
Still holds up to this day.
But enough about Maddie, because this is the Sidescape Gaming Podcast, episode 94, where every week we sit down in Discord over 500 miles to talk about a gaming-related topic and what games we are playing. We go live once a week, Mondays, on YouTube.com, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Now, our show's a little different today because we're just kind of talking.
We're winging it.
We're winging it. We're hanging out. We're going to talk a lot about games we're playing, games we want to play, and then Ted and I each have articles. James doesn't.
I didn't bring one, yeah.
Yeah. James didn't want to do the homework. You can talk about an article. Okay.
Didn't come prepared to our episode where we weren't supposed to come prepared.
Typical.
Right.
Typical.
That's the trap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since James,
you don't need anything, don't bring anything, and it's like you come in, it's like you didn't bring anything.
You didn't bring anything? God damn it!
Oh shit!
I know. It's a lack of effort that we constantly see on your end. I didn't want to say it.
Understandable.
But somebody had
definitely try and put in the most minimal effort.
Also, hold on. Time out.
Yeah. Is this a real timeout or like just a conversation timeout?
James got a new mic.
Oh.
He got the Shure. I see that.
I didn't want to say that. I was wondering who would notice.
Yeah, look at that. I noticed the boom arm off to the side. How do you like it?
Yeah, it's very good. It definitely doesn't sound as good on Discord, but like local recording is very good.
Have you just happened to record a Joe Rogan podcast yet, or is that supposed to come later?
No, but I definitely looked at Joe Rogan and try to set it up the same way. So that's all. Like,
did you really? Yeah. Like how he has it?
No, I looked at it and I was like,
impressed with everything we say for the rest of the podcast.
No, like if this was Joe Rogan, I would have this like right next to my mouth or something like that. Like that was what I noticed with a lot of these.
Yeah, that's how they're supposed to do it, right? Like right on the mic.
It's supposed to be like right up close, but I just turned up my gain. I don't know.
I'm glad you got a new mic.
You don't want that NPR voice? That, like, hello and welcome to Fresh Air. I don't know if that comes through on Discord, but
that's exactly.
It was nice.
No, okay.
Yeah. James, since you didn't bring an article, whose article do you want to hear about first?
I want to hear about yours, Jake.
Haha, fucker. It's for you, Ted. Anyways, all right, guys. This comes from Forbes. All right. There's on the
actually, never mind. I want to hear about that. I don't want to deal with Forbes.
Damn it! I should have picked a different source. So a new report from GameDeveloper.com, I guess came from there, says that Sony has started talking with developers about its plans to make all games that cost more than $34 have a 2-hour trial/demo attached to it. This does not appear to be a choice, but rather a mandate. According to this report, for games to be sold on console, it is a necessary condition to have that fulfilled several criteria besides the 2-hour length. While it's not retroactive, the developers must add the demos within 3 months of their game's launch, and they must be available for PlayStation Plus premium members for at least a year. So.
Wait, hold on. Can you repeat that last bit?
Yep. Yeah, because this is where it is. Okay. So, this does not appear to be a choice, but rather a mandate. According to this report, for games to be sold on the console, it is a necessary condition that has to fulfill several criteria besides the 2-hour length. While it's not retroactive, developers must add the demos within 3 months of launch, and they must be available for PlayStation Plus premium members for at least a year. So,
the service that didn't get very well reviewed.
Yep.
Suddenly it's like you need to have a trial.
Now they're going to add stuff to the service. That's what it sounds like.
So this is interesting because it's kind of Game Pass-ish, where if you have this premium membership, this is hypothetical. It doesn't not been confirmed by Sony, but it's been all over news sites.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not been an announced thing by Sony, but it's stuff people are hearing,
Really?
that every game that you would be able to access on your PlayStation Premium membership, any game on the store, you could try it. And it could be a game trial, like a 2-hour section of the game, or it could be a demo.
Access for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or demo.
I don't know if I like this.
I think it's fine.
Because there are a lot of smaller, more indie titles focused on like arcade things.
But they're not $35 above.
It has to be above $35.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
I was like the $20 like indie games that like are maybe are 2 hours.
Yeah, because I was going to say like this kills
under.
arcade games.
Yeah.
Like, once you get the gist of Space Invaders, there's no point in playing it for longer than 2 hours.
This is definitely targeting your $40 to $70 AAA.
Yeah.
So the $40 can easily be a RT like some like long game. There's no way like 2 hours is.
Yeah, and like even a game like Hades wouldn't be under there because it was $30. So it's like even a game that size.
That's neat. Do either of you have you ever felt so on the fence about a game over $30 or over $40 that you were like, I want to play 2 hours and then make my choice?
The over $40 thing is hard, but the Game Pass-ish nature of it, as a kid, yes, every game possible. But I think like for instance, Hunter, who we've talked about on the show, one of our friends, he bought Elden Ring because everyone was talking about it, played it for like an hour, and was like, fuck this, like this is not my type of game. And it was like he could have used this demo mode and been like, okay, I wouldn't like this game. So that's kind of interesting. But I don't know. I don't think it hurts indies in the way that because of the $20, $30 indie game isn't going to be hurt by this.
Okay, yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. It just adds an incentive for this premium membership.
Yeah, that might, like best case scenario for me anyway, that pops up as like a neat thing that I happen to have access to if I was already purchasing the premium membership.
Game that I wanted to play when it was coming out on Sony was Days Gone. Like it looked interesting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would love to like see if I liked this game, but I don't want to spend $60 on it.
Yeah.
And that would have been a great little demo game.
That's a perfect game to demo try.
Yeah.
Because then it would also be like, okay, I think from 2 hours, you could probably gauge your interest for this game.
Yeah. Even if it is like an open world game, because by 2 hours, usually you hit the open world.
Yeah.
So.
But what if they like give you like a slice, like a cyberpunk slice, like here's the game, and then you get the money, and then they get you.
And then they get you. This isn't the game.
This isn't what we
actually. Yeah, Cyberpunk is a great example where that would like prologue takes longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what they're gonna do. You're gonna watch a movie before you actually play the game.
Right.
That's the demo.
That would be any Hideo Kojima game.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really apply to me because at this point in my life, like if I'm buying a video game, there's so much either social pressure or research that goes into it where it's like I know if I'm going to dive in or not. But I guess as a younger person, like as a kid, I definitely bought games all the time, played 10 minutes of it, and I was like, this guy, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. So you would like rent a game. You'd go to Blockbuster, rent your game, and it was like, this game sucks, return it.
Right.
Boom. Yeah. Easy.
Generally, I guess this is just a good thing.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. I think if it's
let
done
people
well,
demo the games.
Yeah. It's just interesting that it'll be like, you'd be able to hypothetically demo God of War Ragnarok. Like, that's kind of interesting. So
I guess, Sony hasn't confirmed it, so
yes,
we don't know
it's not
if this
confirmed.
Is like,
there's not a ton of detail.
Do you get 2 hours of free play, kind of like Steam's refund policy, or is it going to be 2 hours of what the devs feel you should play?
It's
before you pay?
It's a dev chosen thing, but it can just be from the beginning of the game a vertical slice or an entirely unique demo that they want to create.
I would want it to just be like you get the game for 2 hours for free. That's it. Because vertical slices get kind of weird. I could see someone with a bad game stretching out a 2 hour demo or a 2 hour intro that's like not at all indicative of the whole game, and they just fool people.
We saw that with an entire marketing campaign for 6 years.
Well, I mean, that's many games, right?
Yeah, kind of too. Yeah, dang.
Play the first 2 hours of No Man's Sky when it launched.
I did. It was so boring.
Yeah, I did. I played 8 hours and was able to refund it.
Yeah, they had a lot of issues with that game.
They had a lot of issues.
Ted, have you played No Man's Sky like since any of the updates?
No, I've been trying to go back to it. I hear a lot of good things.
That's something that we should go back to.
Yeah, because it's on Game Pass.
Just like Fallout 76.
It is, yeah.
Well, we have to go play Fallout 76.
Yeah, we are court-ordered to play Fallout 76,
contractually,
which we have both avoided for almost 6 months.
Yeah, not to like
for the record. It's been installed on my Xbox, and I look at it a lot and go,
it's installed on my PC.
Not like this.
I think even James tonight was like, we could play Fallout 76, and everyone was like, I Another
How about
time?
no?
Literally everybody, not even us, everybody was like, that doesn't seem like
No
a
one
very
wants
good
to give this
idea.
game a chance.
Nah.
Just like No Man's Sky.
Just like No Man's Sky. But there's spaceships in No Man's Sky, so I'm kind of more into that.
That's true.
Ted, what is your article? Where are we going with you?
It's really short. Diablo Immortal.
Yes.
The
yes.
mobile game from Blizzard Entertainment, formerly Activision, soon to be Microsoft. They have a release date, which is funny. June 2nd, 2022 is when it will release on mobile. And then the big news, it will also be coming to PC.
Yeah, this is what I saw. And the beta's gonna come out right when it releases.
Yep.
On mobile.
Oh.
Yeah, I read a few articles. It's a little bit confusing. It sounds like it's coming to phones, and then a beta will come out on PC.
Yeah. So full release on phone, beta on PC.
Something to that effect.
Same time. Yeah.
Which
pretty cool.
I brought it up because I lost this prediction last year when I thought it was going to come out. Now we have a release date, but also it's coming to PC, which makes me ever more fearful for Diablo 4.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know
why
when
would
that's
you
coming
waste
out.
time with this and not do?
Why would they?
Did you see why they did this? What the director of the game said? I read about this.
No.
He basically was like, "We know people would mod this and put it on their PCs anyways, so we wanted to just might as well do it."
True.
That's true.
That's what I was gonna do anyways. But I was gonna play the
there's a
phone emulator.
There's a large community out there of people who play phone games
on
emulating PC? Android OS on their PC.
Yeah, because of those gacha games. They're so addicted they have to keep it running in the background on their PC and playing. Can you imagine?
But Diablo Immortal has a release date. It's technically coming to PC.
Are you guys excited for this? I've never played Diablo, and I want to wait till 4 at this point. But
I'm curious. I
opted into the beta.
All right, cool. We got
that worked.
I can't stand this game. I'm gonna opt into the beta.
I've never really been bitten by a Diablo bug. None of them have really spoke to me. I'm really curious because, as I say over and over on this podcast, the line between what is a computer game or what is a video game and a mobile game are like getting blurred every day. I'm really curious to if this is going to be, again, that blurring of the line of like, is this just a video game on my phone or is this just a mobile game on my PC? Like, I'm just curious.
That's interesting.
I'm looking more towards Diablo 4 because I think that's going to be a step forward for the franchise and for ARPGs as a whole.
And with Microsoft behind it.
But also, if this could be a really fun, just kind of, I guess, idle game or like just casually flip out my phone, do a couple things, put it back in, that could be pretty neat.
When you play Diablo... sorry. James.
Go ahead.
I have a question. When you play Diablo, how long is like a dungeon that you're in, roughly? Like 10, 20 minutes?
Could be 20, 30 minutes.
It's complicated, I guess.
Well, it's layers. It's like you play one level, you can get them within like 2 minutes. Get to the next level, could be another 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and then like 10 minutes for the boss or something like that, and then you go back to your
my
world.
Inexperienced being led through other people's games type situation. There have been some levels where you just blast through it on the way to something else, and it takes like a minute and a half. And then there are times when it actually is pretty difficult, and it is much more of like
you typically
sit and figure it out and grind through it.
I was just figuring out how easy it would be to transfer the time you play onto mobile, so it sounds like pretty easy on that.
Who knows? The company that's making this makes these games, like they make ARPGs for phones. They're just not with any kind of like title or franchise that we would recognize. And I have no idea if they are like sit and play all night or if they are like whip it out for 10 minutes, put it back.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
That's interesting. James, sorry, what were your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, I was asking, are you more excited to play on the phone or the PC? Because you're talking about the phone a lot. But
I'm really curious for the phone, again, for that whole blurring of the lines. I really want to play what I would consider to just be a traditional video game on my phone. I think that's the future, and I'm really curious about that.
But what do you have to pay? Like, what is the pay incentive here for the mobile?
That's the big question. None of us know.
And PC, because it's going to be the PC.
None of us know what... It's definitely going to be a free-to-play game, but we don't know what that means.
Where is the pay?
Yeah, because it's... Because like Path of Exile, kind of the classic free-to-play ARPG, is like it's a free game for a while until you want to engage with that end game. Yeah. And then it starts to become you pay money. And that's at that point, like you're in enough where you want to give the devs some money.
That's what I think they're going to do. It's going to like ramp up difficulty, and you're gonna have to like pay in some way to pass that difficulty. That's
Well,
how I feel they'll do it.
I
At
wanted to
least for
ask
the
you,
noobs.
because you've played, I think, the most recent US release of an ARPG.
Which one?
Lost
I'm
Ark.
blanking on it.
Lost
Ark.
Ark.
That's
Lost
it. That's
Ark, right?
it.
Yeah.
What was the payment model in Lost Ark?
It says that's what it was. Once you got to you can blast through, get to the end game, and then at the end game, it's all pay money to RNG roll your items to increase their level and increase their damage.
Okay.
And it is people spend thousands of dollars just
Yeah.
to get to the highest of tiers.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
I would assume
So
I would assume it's that model
It's
of like you can casually play through the whole game without spending money, but if you want to really commit yourself to that end game, that's when the money starts.
It's even worse. I mean, it's a lot of different games have this as well. I think BDO had it as well. It's you pay, but you also don't get it guaranteed. You pay, and then it's an RNG like 10% chance that it could be better.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. That's how
I would argue a pit boss in Vegas would tell you the same thing.
yeah.
That's how gambling works.
Yeah, that's how gambling works.
I know. Even if you pay.
Another little side thing is they announced that Diablo Immortal for phones will have controller support.
That's cool.
So a lot like Genshin Impact, you'll be able to Bluetooth your Xbox or PlayStation controller and play it, with a controller. Which got me thinking about Genshin Impact, a game similarly where a lot of people play on the PC or the PlayStation, and that's where they play the game, and then they do all of their inventory management, item selection, loot box stuff. They do it on their phone in bed right before they go to sleep. So I'm really curious what this hybrid PC mobile game will bring.
Yeah, I wonder if this thing then comes to consoles.
Right? I don't know. Maybe, but Diablo 4 is coming out. But
when's Diablo 4 coming out?
The whole
Overwatch 2 has been coming out for the last 3 years.
Hey. Never mind. I'm not going to defend Overwatch
2. Let's talk about Overwatch 2.
Okay. Sorry, you transitioned.
Let's raise your hand if you got into the beta.
Okay, let's talk about the beta. So
I did not get into the beta. I've been
the beta was the
had a Battle.net account since 2006. I didn't get into the beta.
Yeah. It was released yesterday.
They don't give a shit.
They basically released it to the pros and like industry and then
streamers.
And then today it was kind of like to streamers, and then gradually they're going to send more emails from what I hear. So you'll be able to get in, but the feedback from what I hear is that the game is actually pretty good. People are liking this new update.
Yeah.
However, why is it called Overwatch 2? That has to be total marketing thing. Yeah, it's a total marketing. Yeah,
marketing. Yeah, 100%.
And the one thing is they credit why this took so long is because old Bobby Kotick wanted them working on other shit that didn't matter.
Oh.
And like all those projects got scrapped, so they were less inclined or like happy about like doing this kind of update. So that's why it got delayed.
And that makes sense though, because Overwatch is probably making good enough money as it was. They're like, why do we got to devote a whole new team to?
But I honestly feel if they did more gradual releases and gradual events, they would have made way more money.
Yeah, if they treated it like a live game.
This is a free update.
This is going to be their update. It's going to be Destiny 2.
Yeah. Well, Destiny 2 though is a different game. Destiny 1 people don't log into Destiny 2.
The thing is, this will replace Overwatch 1.
Eventually it's going
to. You can't. I don't think you'll be able to play Overwatch 1 at all.
I think you can, right?
Overwatch, the multiplayer is going to stay the same.
Yeah, you just don't get access to the new character or something weird.
It's single player content.
They can't because they have to. The update changes characters, so you wouldn't be able to play 1 with 2. That's how it used to be.
They have stated multiple times if you own Overwatch 1, you will be able to play the multiplayer in Overwatch 2.
Right. That's how it works.
Yep.
So I'm saying that there's only Overwatch 2. You don't play Overwatch 1.
But you can play it through. Okay.
Yes.
Because you own Overwatch 1, it's a free update to Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
However, if you don't own Overwatch 1, you'll be buying Overwatch 2.
And
that's how it's gonna work.
To get the PvE mode, do you need to buy Overwatch 2?
Yeah. So what's behind the paywall? To my understanding, is new characters and PvE.
Yeah, PvE is paid. You have to pay
and new characters.
That is what I'm to understand.
The new characters are free though.
Okay.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll default to somebody else on that.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah, but the PvE, all that PvE content, that's the main selling point of Overwatch 2, which is what they were talking
any
about.
of it.
It's all paid. You have to pay for that. But this is going to be a free update.
It's funny. I'll admit I didn't get selected for the beta. Whatever. I run a video game podcast. I didn't get selected for the beta. Anyway, I was watching a lot.
You didn't use the business email. That's why. You had your business email attached to your BattleNet.
Oh man,
thesideescape@gmail.com.
Yeah, they see that .gov. They're like, oh man, this guy.
I should use my government email.
Anyway, I watched a lot of streams of it last night, and it was really funny because the whole time I was like scratching my head. I was like, this. I don't know what's different. I don't see. Like, I hear positive things. A lot of people saying it feels a lot better. I don't see it. It looks like Overwatch.
One number.
But then I was like, oh, but also I get to play it because I own Overwatch 1, so it's not like there are going to be some things that are left out, but ultimately I'll be able to have the same experience. And I was like, this is just an update disguised by marketing.
It's a full update. It's got a graphics overhaul. It's got an engine overhaul. It's got redone characters. It's got one new character. Holy crap, one new character after a couple of years. Jesus Christ. It's got some new maps, and then you know what the favorite part is? It's got like the same maps, but at like different times of day.
Yep.
So
I saw that in the streams as well. I was like,
okay, thank you for doing the most work ever on this map and just changing the lighting.
I think this one should be nighttime.
At the end of the day, I guess I'm happy if the community's happy, but I also feel like this is the most half-assed sequel that I may have ever seen.
It's a half-assed sequel that you don't have to pay for, though.
Right, and the whole thing just feels like, and like we've talked about it multiple times on this podcast. Blizzard's in a weird spot right now. Like, I get it. I get it. You know, ultimately, if it's reviewed positively, if people keep playing it, we'll just think of this as Overwatch, and the idea of Overwatch 2 will just fade away into the distance.
No, that's what Destiny. I mean, Destiny basically did that, right? Like, usually now people are playing Destiny tonight. You're not going, we're playing Destiny 2 tonight.
You're like, man, I'm still on Destiny 1. I haven't beat the story yet.
Yeah. And that in Destiny 2 is just because of Activision marketing thing with like them being the publishing rights to Destiny. They were like, you got to make a sequel.
The same company is like, we need a 2 at the end of this.
Did you guys ever play any of the PvE in Overwatch 1? Like the missions?
Yeah, the Halloween stuff. I think you and I have played that together. Maybe all three of us.
I was out of Overwatch by then.
Yeah, the PvE content is very good. Mm-hmm. There's some good stuff there. So I'm actually excited for that.
Have they said what it's going to be?
Like, nothing. It's I don't know what they're doing.
Why don't they do like a fun little story and have those cool ass cutscenes built into it?
Those Overwatch animations are so good.
Yeah,
give me fully animated story with all their.
I know. I was going to say, I don't. Overwatch doesn't resonate with me that much. I don't really care about the characters. The world's neat, but not really like engaging to me. That being said, though, those cinematics are like just a treat to watch.
The Bastion one, I cried.
I know. I was like, that Bastion one.
Holy crap!
Ted sat me down while we lived together, and he was like, "I have to show you something, and it's like really meaningful to me." And I was like, "Okay, sure, yeah." And he played the Bastion thing. I was like, "It's beautiful." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, that could be like a Wall-E movie, and I would watch it.
Right,
Pixar, please.
And like
the Hanzo Genji one.
I don't give a shit about Bastion, the character in the game.
Bastion,
but like that cinematic is really good.
But that's
fuck Bastion. You ever wondered where that bird came from, Ted? Now you know.
Yeah, right. I'll find out in the story to Overwatch 2.
That's so funny. James, what have you been playing right now? Where's your gaming habits been lying?
I have been playing old Overwatch 1.
Nice, okay.
Some friends, like everyone's like coming back, and you boot up Overwatch 1, you play it, and you realize we need Overwatch 2. There's a problem. I think the issue with Overwatch 1 that's actually addressed in Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 1, everything's like a bullet sponge. You got like so much stuff that like just eats up damage that you don't do anything. Whereas in 1, it's only one tank, so you can easily like get around and like fight other things.
I hesitate to really like bring this up, but like I'm realizing that they are straying away from kind of where Overwatch came from, which is that like Team Fortress 2, that kind of like, our team is just going to shoot down this corridor and happen to get anybody who's there. Which is very much what Team Fortress 2 was about. It was a lot less about precision and abilities and much more of like,
shoot.
macro moves. Yeah. Like we're just all going to kill whoever comes through this door. And I think I liked that more. And now that they're straying away from that and moving more towards defined roles and specific characters.
they've
doing
had
specific
defined
things.
rules for so long though. It's
Yeah.
it's been years.
I'm like a
It's
little
definitely
bit
not TFT.
less interested, but I get that like a lot of people were sick of that like bullet sponge, and that's totally fine. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, when it first came out, remember,
There's
you can play
14
like
people
anyone you
still
want.
playing Team Fortress 2. I'll go hang out with them.
Yeah.
Remember the first
I
few
was-
weeks, you could be like all the same character.
Yeah, you can be all diva. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah, are they doing that? I don't, because that was the
No.
thing in like
No,
the original
no.
Overwatch. Is like 5 Winston build. Can you?
They
still
they
do that?
have
No.
they had classic modes, like you could play them sometimes, like as like a fun thing, and it
Oh,
was
so it
awful.
is like one tank character fills the one tank role, and then they're done.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Ted, you
No,
get like
yeah.
locked into your role. Like you choose at the beginning of
get
the
locked
game,
in the
I
role.
want to be a
wow.
tank. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that seems good overall. That's not what I'm looking for, but good,
Right.
good
I think
for
it
them.
is good overall for the game.
it's a good overall. It's easy for them to balance, and
Yeah.
they're not trying to go for something like TF2. So that's fine.
Yeah. Give me the good old days where there's 6 people with engineers just hacking away at their
Yes.
turrets,
Yes.
and then everyone else is just a demo man lobbing grenades. Yeah. Anyway,
Do the 3 Torbjorn strategy as in the beginning of Overwatch.
Oh,
Just 3 turrets all next to each other. Oh,
All
those
in
were
the cart.
days. Yeah,
Yeah.
all in the cart. What a game. So okay, Overwatch, just getting back in the swing of it, just kind of. That's
final thoughts on Overwatch. Is there a release date? I'm so sorry.
no, there's no release
release
date.
date, okay.
They said I believe they specified 3 betas. So I'm assuming fall just for the
2024.
multiplayer.
Did you guys check out the Gundam Overwatch game,
I
the
saw
Gundam
this.
shooter?
No.
It was good for a week.
Yeah, so Namco Bandai is releasing a Gundam-themed team-based shooter.
Oh, like actually Gundam branded.
Yes.
Gundam branded.
Oh.
Gundams.
And they had the same thing. They had a multiplayer demo, and apparently people are like, "This is an Overwatch ripoff." But Overwatch is doing so bad, and this was pre-beta, that everyone was like, "This is great."
Yeah.
Like all we needed is Overwatch, but with a new coat of
Gundams.
paint on it. And then literally a week and a half later, Blizzard is like, "We're doing a beta
Interesting.
competition."
You guys ever get into Gundams? Is that like a thing for you
No.
guys?
No.
No, me
No.
neither.
I think I watched
I
a little bit on Toonami, but never got into it.
have a childhood love of Gundam. Solely from like a window shopping perspective.
Right.
I've never actually watched the anime. I don't think I could. Like I've tried, and I'm like, no, this is not for me. But
Yeah.
if you show me a picture of a robot, I'm like, that's awesome.
With a lightsaber-ish thing?
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, they're sick.
The original 1970s Gundam theme song is very good.
Oh, okay. I'll check that
I'm
out.
pretty sure they got an Elvis impersonator to sing in Japanese, and it's great.
Whoa.
Wow, this is really intriguing. Okay, I'm going to look up that later.
The original, the 70s Gundam is great, but I like it from a distance. I'm like, Gundam's awesome. I don't want to watch any of it.
Yeah, makes sense. I had a buddy in middle school that made the Gundam models. So
Oh, those are sick.
Oh wow, good for him.
yeah, it was impressive. Impressive.
Anyway, apparently that shooter is an Overwatch ripoff, and people like it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I saw it. It looked okay.
I thought it looked
But-
like a bad Halo game, but whatever. I'm not into this scene.
People are having fun, but everything shoots, so it's like not that fun.
Oh,
Everything's the same thing basically.
Like
Just
everybody
different
has a
health,
gun
different tanks.
with a
yeah, everyone has a gun.
sword ultimate.
Yeah.
interesting. Did you guys all see this weird like Halo stuff that the next season's coming out and it's another 6 months for Halo Infinite? Like it's a 6-month season.
I did see that, but I didn't quite understand what that meant because I'm not up to date on what Halo seasons are doing.
Well, there's only been one since the very
Okay.
beginning of the game, since the launch.
Yeah, and people are upset that they're like no new maps, no new nothing.
Yeah, so this new season has 2 new maps coming, a bunch of new game modes, like a almost half-ish battle royale. Like it's you each have like lives, and then it's like 12. It's free for all, 12 people. Each have like 5
don't
lives.
justify your predictions.
No. Actually, my prediction, I think that was last year though, so I don't think I get it
Yeah.
anyways. But no, there's actually really good. There's another studio involved with 343 right now, helping them develop Halo. And that's like the big rumors they're doing the battle royale. Like this whole other company is doing this because 343 doesn't have the bandwidth.
I love that.
I would love it too. It'd be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's like 2 other game modes that are coming with this season, but then it's another 100 level season with the battle pass, and it's another 6 months until November is like when the next season is.
Hell.
it's-
That's too long.
It's too long. It's way too long.
Yeah.
I, as somebody who doesn't really participate in seasons, I appreciate that because there are some games where I log in every few months and it's like it's a new season, and I'm
So
like,
here's the issue though, Ted.
Yep.
The seasons in Halo don't really matter except for the battle pass. But the battle pass, you can switch between which one you want to level up.
Right.
So it's just them not releasing like new stuff is really what these seasons are and why they're so long.
yeah,
Which is just kind of interesting that they They really should have delayed this game more if this is the state that they had their
Yeah.
Any updates on that co-op mode coming in
fall,
May or June? God damn it.
And saying Forge is like later.
Okay.
I think co-op is like August, I think, or something right now.
Okay.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, let's see how it is. The game was not meant to be co-op, so that's, I think, the interesting thing.
I know.
So
I
clearly
feel
what's
so
wrong.
bad.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
everything I want out of Halo didn't come out.
Often.
But that was the
I
same
want co-op, I want
in
Forge
3.
mode, I want custom games.
It was the same in 3. Like, it was not meant to be co-op in terms of like the story. Like, he's like chief, and it's like, here's
What do you
4
mean?
chiefs.
Yeah.
It doesn't flow like
That's
the
how it
story.
always was.
There are 4 Master Chiefs. I don't know what you're talking about. There's one in the cutscene.
I think
and
it's
3
more,
of us who hang out on the side.
It's more like how the gameplay is of like almost RPG-esque and stuff. I don't think they were ever intended for the game to be able to have 2 separate characters doing things. Like that
then Fall might be not realistic.
I'm kind of thinking. I don't know. We'll see. They keep delaying it. I just think it's kind of interesting. The state. I really like the gameplay of it. Like I really love playing Halo.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of issues with how they're doing the live service nature of it. So, interesting. Any other games you've been playing, James? I'm sorry. I interrupted what you've been playing.
I've mainly just been playing Overwatch lately, yeah. There's one game I'm interested in, though. It's called Peglet.
What is Peggle?
Peggle. Yeah, Peglet. It's Peggle, but it's like a roguelike. Like, you get different ball upgrades, and you attack enemies, like, in a line, based on, like, how you hit, the little Peggle dots. It's a great concept, but it's in early access. I'm not going to touch it.
Oh, James doesn't fuck with early access.
No, my roommate, Jake's former roommate, loves Peggle, and like at one point in our lives, he just sat on the couch with an Xbox 360 controller and played Peggle, and like all of us just had to watch for hours on end. But like we got kind of into it.
He loved this game. It's $20 though. It's a little steep for what it has. From what I hear, it's like a couple hours of content right now.
Does it have widescreen support? Because original Peggle still doesn't.
I hope so.
It's still 4 by.
We just wanted. It was a box on our giant widescreen TV. We had this box. We just watched
Peggle. That's awesome.
Fun. I actually really like Peggle. It's a good time.
It's a fun one.
I've been playing an early access game. I played Dune Spice Wars.
Oh, so I saw that release.
You texted me about this yesterday, and I actually, after watching Overwatch 2 Twitch, I went over to late night Twitch, which for me meant
sexy
Dune
stuff. Okay.
Dune Spice Wars. Yeah, we skipped the ear ASMR and went straight to Dune Spice Wars.
Gotcha.
It looks really fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks
for early access. It feels like a complete game.
It seems like Well,
what is this?
I should let you explain it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what is this?
All right. Dune Spice Wars.
Don't spoil Dune.
Don't spoil Dune. Okay.
Yeah, but explain the game.
Dune's fucking awesome. You guys not seen Dune?
I seen Dune, but not.
Okay, but not for everybody.
I haven't read Dune, so.
Okay. I understand. It's very good. So you've only seen half of Dune. It doesn't really deal.
Please don't spoil Dune for me.
You're like close.
No, I finished it. I just have it with me at all times.
Your Dune copy is way bigger than my Dune copy.
I know. I got like the like
got pictures,
compact paperback edition, and just destroyed it. Look at that.
How many pages
sick dude copy.
700 and.
Okay, so
I'm rereading the appendix, which is all of the like weird lore stuff, and it's 870 pages.
Should I go pick up Dune?
Yes.
The book, yes. You should. You should absolutely read Dune.
And, Ted, have you been to There and Back Again?
A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins?
There's a coffee shop.
This is a total side shot. Yeah, I have not.
But it's owned by the Capital Bookstore.
Capital Bookstore, yeah.
That's why I mentioned it.
Oh, that's where I bought my copy of Dune.
Yeah. I have not. This is some weird local Sacramento news. I have not been there yet, but I would like to. That seems like a fun little place.
There's this new coffee shop they bought. It used to be where that one
Oblivion Comics. We used to go there.
Yeah, it used to be where Oblivion was.
Oh, good. That place was kind of meh.
Yeah, so they bought it, and
yeah. There were some riots that destroyed that place.
Ooh, it's sad. Okay.
Anyways,
okay.
Somebody else bought the location,
and that's
Capital Books bought the location, and it has games, it has coffee, it has whatever some treats.
They switched out comics and coffee to board games and coffee.
Love that.
It seems like a fun little place. Yeah,
it's a fun place.
That's cool. Okay. So Dune Spice Wars.
What is Dune?
Based on the book Dune.
Yeah. So it really has nothing to do with the story of Dune. So by talking about this stuff, it's really not going to spoil anything.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it is it's an RTS. It's very much.
Can I interject? in my stream last night, someone was asking like, "What's it about?" And he says, it's the first half of the book before somebody wins."
It's like even less than that. It's like the first 40 pages of the book or whatever. It's like their first 40 pages on Arrakis. It's like when they're actually operating. So it is a civilization type RTS, not grid based though. So it's pretty. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but it's pretty open. Yeah. And basically what it is you are playing as one of the like 4 kind of pillars of people trying to control Arrakis. You're playing as either the freemen, who are like the people that live like are born native on Arrakis. Smugglers that are like just there for
Native
the spice.
Americans, if you will.
Yep. Then you're playing.
Native Arakkans.
Or you have the Harkonnens, who are the bad guys of the book Dune.
The Harkonnens.
Or you have the Atreides, which are like Paul, and that's like his people. The good guys. So it is a civilization RTS that is really about setting up your like habitat on Arrakis and mining spice and other stuff, and then having like political squabbles with people.
Yep.
Jake, what is spice?
Spice is an insane hallucinogen in this world that is so powerful it allows people to see space routes to basically engage in light speed travel.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's the most valuable.
Predict the future, which is the only way to travel through
space.
The vast distances of space is to predict the future.
Which is why when people argue about stuff in Star Wars about like you can't do light speed like that. No, light speed is a thing that like they have these little routes where they like have designated hyperspace lanes so you can't go through shit. So when people are like in The Last Jedi, why couldn't they just hyperspace in front of them? Because that's not how fucking hyperspace works, guys. There are fucking routes. Just like in Dune, that's how they have the drug. I'm sorry. I got a little upset. So that's what the Dune drug spice does.
For the record, George Lucas was quite inspired by the book Dune when he thought about Star Wars, and it shows, but like in a fun way.
Yeah, takes a lot of fun nods from it, like Tatooine being in a desert. So anyways, you are basically trying to control the spice production while mitigating like penalties against other people, and then attacking and kind of trying to take down other people politically or.
So have you engaged with the politics yet?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So you get your main base when you start. And that's like, I've been playing just as the Atreides because they seem the most straightforward, and I want to like...
Good luck.
I want to learn like the
Wait till he finds out.
I want to find the gist of it until... I think things are going great, guys, all right? I can't see how anyone would betray me right now.
Great, yeah.
No, in my first game, I got brutally murdered by the Freemen. They just... I thought I was building up a relationship, and then she sent just like an armada at me, and I was like, all right, well...
What the...
We had a fun run. But yeah, so like what you start on your little base, and then you have to like send out your like basically helicopters, the orthocopters, to go investigate like little points of interest on the map. And that's where you then find like little like free towns that you have to basically like take over and then start building your bases out of these like local towns. But you have to like occupy them and manage a ton of stats.
You're the good guys?
You're coming to take over a planet. Like, I believe
you are the colonists.
Yeah, we are the colonists. There are gooder colonists and worser colonists.
Yeah.
Spanish and the English. You know, you choose your
choose your brutality. And so you basically, I think the Fremen can actually like work with the people in these local towns instead of taking them over. You can also like peacefully take them over, but it takes a lot longer. So like you can kind of manage that one way. And then you're basically setting up your spice production, and while managing all your stats and trading, one of the things that's really cool is that you will get alerts when sandworms are coming.
Oh, yes.
And I have been like fighting bandits that are coming after me and like lead them into a sandworm and then bail, and they'll get eaten by the sandworm.
Nice.
And so like it's really cool how you have to like manage your harvesters.
You have to like pick up your harvesters that move.
You have to like you have to recall them and then deploy them. You can have it like set to auto, but you absorb less spice. So if to make it easier, you will harvest less. And then the politics are really interesting. You have to pay like a tax to the Imperium, which is very like much of the book. And then you have like these like meetings basically that like pop up on your screen. It's like, okay, here are the 3 things we're going to vote on. And you can vote and like use your influence to kind of like, if it's something really good, it can be like your units cost 30% less for like the next 9 days, or like or this person's military units cost 30% more. And like I want to put that on the Harkonnens, and like we're all going to vote, and whoever gets the most votes either gets the good or bad bonus.
Yeah. What really intrigued me is the board game aspects Because like Dune, the board game, which came out in like the 70s, is also like that, where everyone's on a map fighting for territory, but also have to come together in these weird political things.
Yeah.
Which apparently it's really fun if you have the time and the patience to do that in the board game. So to hear that scheming kind of aspect is in this is like really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. And the world of Dune is super interesting. So I just kind of like this like world that it is. Like I love that it's just pure desert and like how you have to manage your spice production. And like when you find a new area to produce spice, it's like a really big deal. They're not just like everywhere. It's very sparse.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
What's the end game here? Is this the whole game is just spice production?
The end game I would assume is you are backstabbing and scheming your way to controlling the whole planet.
Yes, there are multiple types of victories like in Civilization.
Okay.
There is like a political victory in the eyes of the Imperium where like he basically will give you control. The Emperor gives you control. You can kill everybody. And I believe there is a third victory way, but I'm not sure of it because to be honest, I got murdered in my first game very hardcore. So I know that you can die. And then the next game, I'm mid-game right now, and I think I'm doing pretty well.
This might be too complicated of a question. Is the Emperor or the Empire a factor, or is it just an off-screen kind of
off-screen thing? Okay. And it's just the tax reminder.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, and then there's also an espionage area of it where you basically every so often get spies and stuff, and you can either send them to like infiltrate someone else's community to like learn stuff about them and get better bonuses against them, or you can send them to like the mining guild or like this area or like to like improve other stats.
That's what I was looking at is when I was in my research, like their espionage is like quests where you can complete tasks somewhat aside to what you're actually doing in the grand strategy, and with that you can then get kind of like bonuses in Crusader Kings or Crusader Kings 3 where you get like points or you get you do little quests to get access to espionage abilities, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah. And some of the quests will give you bonuses and some will give you like special units for
and
like
it's
30
like it's
days
tied to the progress of the game. So at the early game there are early game espionage, and like late game is like launching an atomic nuke at somebody else. That's like a late game espionage.
Yeah, so it gets kind of crazy. And I have not gotten to that late game because I was brutally murdered.
Yeah.
I was betrayed. Thought I had early, and I love like trading with people, and I would say that because it's an early access, there is definitely stuff that they will change. I can tell. It is very easy right now to like look at the trade meter and like figure out like, oh, I can give them one more thing of spice and get 5 more things of this, because it shows like a barometer of like there's a good trade or a bad trade or like vice versa, and you can kind of like game the system and like really get into the nitty gritty of like, okay, if I give you just 5 more spice, you will give me 40 more gold. Okay.
Yeah.
45 more gold? Oh, okay. So it's one of those kind of things.
All of that goes straight out the window with multiplayer.
Yeah, right. And I don't know if that's active yet.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an option yet for multiplayer, but I could be very wrong.
Yeah.
But so far, very good. Very excited to kind of keep playing it. My one complaint, and it's with all these games, they take fucking forever. Yeah. They're just so long. And
I know
it goes by so quick.
It's not a turn-based, it's like a play pause kind of in Paradox's repertoire. Is there like a speed option? Can you just like max speed?
I believe there is. I've only messed around with it slightly, but I haven't really tried because I'm still trying to learn what I'm doing. I feel like speeding up
it might be slow for you right now because you're learning. Once you get the rhythm, you might be blasting through the early game.
Yeah. And I do believe the Fremen can ride sandworms in this game.
Oh.
That's not that much of a spoiler because it happened
how big
at the
are the sandworms
though?
though?
So far I've only ever seen them just like their mouths come up and like eat something and come down, and they're like sizes of towns.
Giant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can zoom really far out and like see like the entirety like of the playing field that you're working with, and like how much one area controls with like, because it's like colorized. So it looks really cool when you zoom like all the way out.
All the way out.
Yeah. Zooming all the way in.
This is an early access game though.
Yeah. Early access just came out.
I'm guessing this is early access, like kind of what Jake said, to fiddle with the details. This seems like an almost done game where they need real people to figure out the
That's why I stayed away from it, because I thought I was like, oh, maybe there's gonna be some issues.
I honestly think if you're interested in this game, you can pick it up right now and get what it's pretty much doing. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's maybe they'll add new units or change something slightly, but like it feels like this is the game.
Yeah, got it. That's good.
For better or worse.
Are any what is it, Bene Gesserit?
So far, not
And
really.
any weird low key religious stuff on the side?
No, but what you can do is like as you pick like your house that you're gonna play as, and then
Yep.
you'll get like 2 generals basically, and they're all characters from the books that give different bonuses. And Jessica is one of the characters you can pick, who's like the Bene Gesserit wife.
Okay.
So
Sounds a lot like the board game, yeah.
yeah, I'm sure it's. I mean, I think it's pretty much based off of like those systems and kind of making it into a
Yeah.
real time strategy game. So
Yeah, there's a whole like there's the books, which are like it's like the original books, and then there's side books, but then there's also this board game that was made in the 70s that like spawned a whole
oh wow,
new like fandom of the politics side of things that people love.
yeah, I'm
So
still.
it
Yeah,
sounds a lot like it's based on that like
On that.
side tangent of that board game.
that's how it feels because it doesn't feel like you're playing the story of Dune or anything. Like it is
Yeah.
very just like you're on
Lucky,
Arrakis.
lucky for you.
Yeah, lucky for you, you're just here on the world's shittiest planet.
Can you play as the smugglers?
Yes, yes.
Hell yeah! That's all I want to do. I just
That's
wanna
the
play
other
smugglers.
class. Yeah, smugglers, Fremen, Harkonnen, and
Okay.
Travis. So
Wow,
it's good. I recommend it. It's $30. It's on Steam.
that's not bad at all.
I think
Not
I'll
bad.
be checking. If not now, then this summer. I'm really
Yeah.
curious about a Dune strategy game because I really like this book.
Mm-hmm. Have you read all the other books, Ted? Is
I'm about to start the second one.
that the
Which
Children
I
of
he-
Dune?
No, Dune Messiah.
Dune Messiah, then Children
Which
of
I
Dune is
hear
third. Okay.
I have been told by adult contemporaries it is the worst of them by far, to a point where people quit the series after the second one because they don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, well, I've heard that the
Like-
sequels are not like great. Like it doesn't like it's,
yeah. I hear repeatedly the first book is like incredible,
Yeah.
must read, like necessary reading. The second book is horrific, and then the third through 7th are like just better
Yeah.
than the second one, but not as good as the
I'll
first
stay
one.
just to
So
read the first book a few times. So I'm good with that.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah. All right.
I don't
Interesting.
know.
Interesting. Yeah.
First book though is a must read.
Yes, seriously, James. I really recommend you read the first book of Dune.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check it out.
Okay, it's fantastic.
Gotta get the right copy, you know.
Right, right. You gotta find out a good
Yours is
bookstore.
different, you know. You gotta find the one that like speaks to you, like the
Yeah.
different
I
like
got
Lord of the
you.
Rings books.
I got you. I have hookups with all the local bookstores. I got you.
You got it. Nice.
Ted, what have you been playing? Anything?
I've been playing Lego Star Wars.
Oh,
which
cool.
We've talked about
Yeah, yeah.
at length.
I beat all the stories.
All of them.
Yeah, they're only like an hour.
How did you?
They're
like
very
the
quick, yeah.
Rise of Skywalker, or the
What?
the last 3, whatever it's called.
The
The
sequel
Skywalker.
trilogies? Like the
Yeah.
sequel trilogy?
Sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
did I like them?
Yeah.
Eh.
Okay. I beat
Yeah.
the prequels. I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited to play the original trilogy.
Yeah, the prequels I think are the best. Just because I think the humor is the best in the prequels.
Wait,
Mhm.
this is gonna be recorded. You want Hunter to hear that the prequels are the best?
Just with this game. Yeah.
Okay, good, good. There we go.
Yeah, just with this game.
Anyway, I'm enjoying it. I'm
Yeah.
excited to just play it. I have no intentions of like beating it. Like it's not a game that drives me. It is just a chill out,
Yes.
blow some stuff up, and watch some funny goofs.
hmm
I also checked out the first.
Can
8
I say
courses.
something on the Star
yeah,
Wars,
yeah.
Lego Star Wars for a second?
Sure.
Because I think this game, it has like very quick stories, and then there's this open world. And I really recommend messing around with the open world for a little bit, because there are a lot of little fun side things that involve characters of Star Wars, and very deep cuts on references to everything. I played a mission called Gonkster's Paradise. So every mission title is a reference to something.
Amazing.
Yes. It was about a Gonk droid that was looking for his pals.
Oh,
You help a Gonk droid on every planet, James, because they're helpless. But there was like just really fun little side quest stories and like very deep cuts to like old Star Wars jokes and references, like the Rancor handler in Return of the Jedi who cries when his like monster dies after Luke kills him. In a book in like the 90s, he went and opened up a restaurant after losing his Rancor, and like he gave up his whole career as a Rancor trainer to open a restaurant. You find him on Tatooine working in a restaurant, and he owns a restaurant. And I was like,
That's
This
a deep
is-
cut.
that's
awesome.
A deep
So-
look.
it's fun. There's a lot of fun lore to it, and like
Yeah.
fun messing around those open
Yeah,
worlds.
and
So-
kind of an update, I guess 2 weeks ago. I recently learned that this is the last Lego game bound under Warner Brothers,
Whoa.
which ties into our metaverse discussion of like Lego invested in Epic, because
Mhm.
Lego for the first time doesn't have a contract with Warner.
oh,
um,
interesting.
So Lego can theoretically Lego can make games
Fortnite
under
Lego.
different
Yeah.
game developers, which if this is the send-off for the Warner Brothers era of Lego games,
Perfect.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's just a great kids game, a great love letter to Star Wars, and also a great love letter to Lego.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like half the time I'm just like, man, I remember these pieces. I kind of want to.
Every character has their Lego number on them.
Yeah.
In the game.
The pieces, the physical pieces that you see in cutscenes have the
The number.
Lego Stitch or like the little Lego emboss. Yeah.
Yeah. My only complaint with this game is I wish the environments were also made of Lego. Now I know that's probably like insanely hard.
You don't like those photorealistic rocks next to your Lego character?
No, like it would have been great if it was like the Lego movie where everything was Legos.
Yeah.
But it's probably very hard to animate, so I'm not going to complain that much. But it was just would have been really cool aesthetically. What was the other game you were going to talk about, Ted? I'm so sorry.
Anyway, I have been I checked out very briefly the first 8 courses of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
Right. You said you were going to do this.
DLC.
And?
They're fine.
Which ones were they? Were there any like standouts? Just any like
two.
So this is the season pass, the DLC that was not expected for Mario Kart 8. It is eventually going to be
64 new courses.
Yeah, it's like 8 of 8 Grand Prix, which are 4 courses. I think it's 8. It might even be 10. Some very large amount of courses that are going to be released in segments over the next 6 months or so. The first 2 came out. I honestly thought I'd have more to say, but they're just Mario Kart courses. Like, they're all good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
A couple of them play with like different routes for each lap.
Oh, okay.
So lap 1, you're doing a thing. Lap 2, you do a different thing. Lap 3, you do a third thing. I
have a question.
Yeah.
So you've played a lot of Double Dash. I would say that's the most that I've seen you play Mario Kart.
I played a lot of Mario Kart 8.
Okay. Well, okay.
But yes, Double Dash.
I'm talking about beforehand. So like any course that they're
Yep.
pulling into this.
Yep.
So like a lot of these are remakes of older courses, right? Like remakes, not just like you're racing on the course.
I think I played, of the 8 that came out, 2 of them are solely original. Maybe 3.
Oh.
And I honestly thought they were kind of the weakest.
Yeah, okay.
Just because it felt like they were trying the hardest to do something, and it was like, all right, we're racing on rooftops, and I don't really know where the track is.
Oh.
Most of them were from other places. There was like a 3DS one, a Wii track, a Game Boy Advance track, which was awesome to see.
Awesome, yeah.
But also like the Mario Kart, the arcade game, Mario Kart Tour, had a track in there, and I was like, oh,
that's
shit,
cool.
We're scraping everything here.
That's
we're
awesome.
It all. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool. Not much more to say other than just more Mario Kart.
That's all not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Super enjoyable. Yeah, at this point, like
it's like their number one. That is like the game that everyone's playing.
Yeah, I mean, when this is done, they're going to
Switch.
have like either slightly below or slightly over 100 tracks in Mario Kart 8 for you to play.
That's incredible.
Like, I know with Smash Brothers, I forgot, blanking on his name, but the lead director of Smash Bros has publicly said that he doesn't want to do Smash Bros anymore.
Yeah.
He wants Ultimate to be the end. And if the Mario Kart people came out and said, we want this to be like the penultimate Mario Kart experience, I'd believe it. Because there's tracks from everywhere. Like, I'm going back to the Wii, going back to the Game Boy. It's all over the place.
It's so crazy this is not a new Mario game, like Mario Kart game. That this is the Mario Kart Wii game that they like remade-ish.
But also like
now it's way more than that.
What would convince you to buy Mario Kart 9?
I'd buy it because it's Mario Kart.
No, I know, but like what can they do to like differentiate themselves from previous Mario Karts? Like,
we already fly.
We drive upside down. Yeah, right. They'll add a boat sequence, like
submarine.
Like the second best kart game, Sonic All-Stars Team Battle.
Sucks ass.
I forgot what it's called. Where they have a boat. I forgot what it's called. It's a great game. Sonic Transformed? I don't know. Anyway.
Sonic Transformed.
Point is, I don't think they can justify a Mario Kart sequel, so for them to just add all of these tracks is super fun.
Yeah.
And just adds to an already really good Mario Kart game.
I would agree. I don't think anyone...
But ultimately, nothing special.
No,
they're cool tracks in Mario Kart. Mario Kart's a great game.
Waluigi Stadium on there?
No, not yet. Or
why even play?
It's already been there.
Why even play? It's not. Trust
me.
No.
It is funny though. There are 2 N64 tracks, and they're both stupid hard.
Oh yeah.
Like the defining factor of the N64 Mario Kart is that like whenever you press a mushroom and you boost, you just immediately hit a wall.
Uh-huh.
Like that's just all you do, and that is still in here. Of like every time I think I have it, I just smash straight into a wall because it's not.
It's not right there.
The tracks aren't made for you to boost.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I never liked the 64 version. Not my thing.
Double Dash was the game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, damn it. What, Ted? What do you got for
Sorry,
me?
I just wanted to ruin your thing. I really want them to add like endurance to Mario Kart. Like give me like 60 laps on the same, like a real race.
That's why Baby Park's the best.
Yeah, exactly. Give me pit stops and like 45 to 60 laps, and let me just spend an hour just
On one
grinding
track.
that less lap time. Yeah,
On one
exactly.
track. That would be awful.
Oh, but still with blue shells.
Right, of course, of course. Thank you so much for watching the 94th episode of the Sidescape Gaming Podcast. That's Ted, that's James, I'm Jake, and we will see you next week.